if you want to learn how to draw the excuse me, Bevel Graffiti letters tutorial, this is the video. This is the video you're gonna learn, and the graffiti name I'm gonna be using is Allen. Okay, so before we start, again, my name is Louis Ning Tong. Welcome to my channel. If you want to learn everything how to do graffiti, give it a like, share, comment, make a comment, ask questions, and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started. Alright, so in this step, there's some work on the first step is the pencil stage. And when I first start using any starting with graffiti, it's gonna be using like simple graffiti letters. Okay, these are letters that I learned from a friend years back in the days that I learned how to do graffiti. So what I did here is I actually did 3 lines, right? One for the top, one for the middle, and one for the bottom. So the purpose for this, and then I did like a little space divider for each letter. So it's gonna be a little bit close, but try to give a little bit space there. I'm not connecting any letters or anything like that. So just to keep everything in order, just keep everything in together, I guess the best way to say it. Okay, so I'm gonna start drawing the letters. Okay. Alright, so this is the letter start I did. Okay, one thing, before I say this, it was a couple weeks ago that I had a subscriber tell me, hey, can you do some bevel letters? It's okay, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. If you're watching, this is your video where you requested it. So first I did over here, and let's look at the lettering, right? So this is some lettering that I learned years ago back in the days from a friend. And I keep this out for this, like the most basic graffiti I do. Besides waterstone. Okay, the first thing you have to know is that when you notice that every corner, you notice that I touch every corner. You notice that? So everything's connected to the each corner. And the same way with this one over here. Okay? They're all connected in the right place, especially for the end over here. Alright, so you notice everything is aligned, everything's straightened out. Now before you start the bevel, I'm gonna draw a little bit on the bevel side, and it's still in the penciling stage, and I'm gonna work with this Allen, right? L-L-L-E-N, right? So and show you how I'm gonna do the bevel. Alright, so this is the bevel look. If you notice that when I did the A, well, wherever you see like some kind of corner, you have to do one of these little shapes here. Over here, the A is this way. See, I know everything's going to have like a little dent there. Because basically, all the letters will have all little dents on the corners. And I think if you look at, like, let's say, this is the letter this way, but then if you actually tilt the letter on the side, you see the bottom, then you can see like a little dent, looks like a roof, of top of a house, something like that. If you've seen it in real life. So to get any knowledge of the bevel style, go to Google, just type in Google bevel letters, and it show you how it's gonna done. But since this is add a little bit, the letters were added to a graffiti style to it, that's why I get the bevels at. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, I do it now. When you first draw, you best to draw it lightly, and then once you satisfy, you do a little bit darker, and you have to erase it. Make sure you draw it darker enough, and then once you satisfy it, you erase it, and so when you erase it, then it will show like little. You can still see the pencil marks still, and then I did a sketch. So keep in mind that when you finish racing on this, you still have this to look into, just in case, just letting you know. So we're gonna be using color markers, to be water-based markers, and also color pencil. So we're gonna move on to the coloring stage. Alright, so this is the, after I finish erasing it, I actually add the color. I decided to use this, looks like a light purple. So now if I'm going to start using, well, I'm think I'm going to do now, I start outlining it, because basically I want to let you know about when using markers with color pencil, it's best to add the markers first. So if any area you want to use markers first. Anything with ink, especially when I'm inking the black ink for the outline, I'm going to do that right now. And after that, I'm going to do some color pencil. So I'm going to ink it now for the outline. Alright, so this is the piece right here I did adding, and like I said before, I just did outline on black. I did add the shadows to it. So one thing about the shadows, actually, it'd be like a light source coming from the right side and hanging it this way. You understand? If you take a pencil and just go over like this by the corner to this corner, and wherever you draw the shadow, it will meet the lines. So that's how you get the shadow effect, this kind of cast shadow. Alright, so all the inking process is done. So I'm going to start using color pencil. I think since it's supposed to be a light purple, so I'm going to look for a darker purple and start adding the shadows. I'm going to explain to you how I get the light source from. Okay, so I'm going to start coloring color pencil. Alright, so over here you notice that I'm adding some shadow. So if you notice, I add the light source that's coming from the right side, hitting these letters over here. So whatever is on the right side of these kind of like these bends over here, these little dents, this is gonna be in shadow. Okay, so wherever you see that it looks like it should be in shadow, So wherever the light source is gonna be lighter. You see over here. So everything in the shadow become darker, and the other side, and then right side, left side is shadow, and the right side is light source. I think I'll probably tweak it a little bit more with these other dents over here once I add the darker colors, and then I add the background colors, and I explain to you what I did with the colors and what color scheme I decided to use. Alright, so this is like what I did for the coloring. I think I used like 3 different purples. And the color scheme I used, and let me talk about color scheme first. I used the split complementary color schemes. And what that is a split complementary color schemes comprise 3 colors, 1 color and the 2 colors on either side of direct complement of the color wheel. This wonderful color scheme provides new dimensions for overall color effects while maintaining orderly relationships on the color wheel for harmony and control. So over here I decided, because basically I'm looking at the dominant color I was looking at is purple. Now the colors of that combination is red and green, so most like red and green complements, but the red is like from the opposite side of the color wheel. So this side is actually a darker purple, but I lighten up the purple. And in terms of the shadows, I use like 3 different color shades of volumes of purple. And every time I add the shadow, because the light source is coming from the right side and the shadow side from the left side, and especially with these cast shadows over here, that also did also. So I follow the way the light is coming from. But when some parts are shadowed up and a little darker, add a little bit of black to pick up more of these little corners over here. Okay. So this is supposed to be red, but I want to lighten up as a light pink. So it'd be supposed to be a dark red with red, dark green with a red, but I decided to use a pink instead, and to make it stand out more. All the light colors in the foreground a little bit, and then most of it all was done in color pencil. So let me see what else I have to say. Yeah, so that's what I did. So I guess with we got some greens over here, and then I decided to add another darker green to make it stand out more, put more of the detail in it. And the same thing with the others. Every time I hit a corner, I make it a little darker every dent. You see, so make it more like 3-dimensional in some kind of way. Get that bevel effect. Alright, so this is the piece. Hope you like it. But if you want me to draw you your name in graffiti style, just let me know in the comment down below. Check out the links in Etsy and my website. But if you learn anything from this video, give it a like, make a comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. My name is Louis Ting Tong. Thank you for watching.